Kortanie Raye est Ganangehaga de Ganawage et Inuk du village Saluit au Nunavik. Ayant grandi à Tiohtià:ke, Kortanie organise en 2018 un powwow dans son ancien lycée qui lui a ouvert la possibilité de travailler avec le réseau de la communauté autochtone du Québec en tant que personnel junior. Cela lui a permis d'acquérir de nombreuses compétences en cours de route. Elle se concentre actuellement sur l'ensemble des événements de réseau et désire s'investir davantage à d'autres projets autochtones. Kortanie, thank you for accepting this invitation. We know each other a little bit from the community, but for people that don't know you, please introduce yourself.
All right, my name is Kortanie Kahwennahawi Raye. I am from Ganawage and I am from Saluit, Quebec, up north. I never grew up up north, but I grew up here in the city. My Mohawk name is Kahwennahawi, and I was named 2 years ago by my uncle through a dream. There's a different process to receive a name in the Mohawk culture. Usually you get it when you are born, but unfortunately I got it a little bit late, but that doesn't really change the duties in your life. So in the Mohawk culture, your name is your duty, and my name, Kahwennahawi, it means she carries the word. And since 2016, I've been fulfilling a lot of dreams that I never thought I had. And 2 years later, I organized a powwow at my old high school, and it was a community-based project, and it was a real successful event. I've never seen anything like that before that I've created on my own. I saw a lot of kids. I made sure there's a lot of kids there.
Yeah, I remember that. That's where we first met at that powwow.
Yeah.
Was it because Montreal Powwow has been here for years?
Yeah.
But what happened exactly? They didn't get the fund.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That year the funds were cut. The original organizer of Montreal Powwow was unable to find funds, and he announced that Montreal Powwow would be cancelled. And Montreal Powwow has been something I've been going to since I was a child, and it was something I always look forward to because I grew up in Montreal.
Sorry, for people that don't know at home what a powwow is, can you explain them? Because a lot of people still don't know what a powwow is.
Yeah, for sure. A powwow is originally, it's a traditional gathering for people of all ages. We play music. We make sure that there's lots of drums there. We make sure there's traditional food there. There's dancers. There's different types of dancers who tell a story when they dance, and the dancers also have a different duty when they are dancing. I'm still on the journey of looking for those answers of who does what, who carries what responsibilities. I'm on the journey of finding those values still. So I can't say I know it all.
What style dancing? Sorry? What style? What category of dance?
There's tons.
Well,
what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I dance women's traditional.
Women's traditional?
Yes.
Beautiful. And
it's a very stoic looking dance. You don't really move a lot. Your head's up.
Yeah.
You don't smile, and you just take steps with the beat of the drum. And the beat of the drum is supposed to be your mother's heartbeat. And it's interesting to hear in many cultures that same drum pattern is used, because it's all supposed to resonate with a woman's heartbeat and being in the womb.
Yeah.
And it's really I guess it brings everybody back to before they were even into this world physically. and it brings people peace. It makes people happy. It's a no tolerance zone, so people are not supposed to be under the influence. It should be a very pure zone.
Ceremony.
Yeah, it's definitely a ceremony. There's power behind that.
So you told me that you are on your father's side Mohawk?
Yes.
And on your mother's side Inuite?
Yes.
Right? Inuk, to be more specific?
Inuk? Well, Inuk is one.
It's, okay, one.
And
one,
Inuit is
it's
plural.
All people.
Yes.
Sweet. So how have you I remember you telling your story about how it is to live and being half, you know, the whole, how to live that, you know, because they're two different cultures, right? Yeah. How is life up north? Have you been?
Yes, I've been up north. I've never lived up north though. I've been up north like 2 weeks at a time, around Christmas time and in the summertime. It's definitely a culture shock. As I said, I grew up here in Montreal. It's a very small town. There's everybody knows everybody. There is.
What town exactly?
Soleil.
Soleil?
Yes. It's one of the highest points in Quebec. So it gets to like -40 in the wintertime. And during the summer, the sun doesn't go down until like 2 a.m.
So that is true, huh? Because we hear that.
Yeah.
Up north, there's like almost 24 hours sun.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's beautiful.
And what is your current work right now? Because I know you're involved in many social projects, or you know. So what's your current artistic and professional work right now?
Well, right now I work for a nonprofit Indigenous organization called the Montreal Indigenous Community Network. In French, it's le Réseau for short.
Réseau Autochtone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now I am a digital events organizer. I started working with the community when I was 18. But
it's young.
Yes.
It is young.
Yes, it's a very hard job, but the position I work as right now is pretty new to me. When I started working with them, I started as a youth advisor, and then I became a research assistant. I'm just gaining lots of knowledge when it comes to like working in the community, alongside the government and other role models and other community workers. I'm noticing that it's really challenging to just feel like you're making a change, and I started noticing that there needs to be change when I was even younger, because I grew up around the community here in Montreal. I saw lots of really messed up things. I saw my mother go through a lot of messed up things, and other women too. So as a woman now, I feel like I have the power to carry on such a legacy that will soon and one day change the community from the inside out, and change the way the community sees different organizations like mine that I work with. It's not always a good thing working as a community worker, because the system is definitely corrupt.
In what sense? Corrupted in what sense?
There's definitely systematic racism. There's tons of kids in care, Indigenous kids in care, and that wasn't, I don't know, it didn't happen just because.
Of course not.
You know,
yeah.
It happened on purpose. I'm not gonna sit here and like.
Oh, we don't need to debate that, but
go
of course,
through it.
yeah.
But I definitely have seen lots of like injustices in the community, and I always felt like I had the ability to speak on my behalf and like on the behalf of my community. And I just, I don't know, it's a very hard job.
How do you want to do that with art, with as a more in the political field, or there's so many ways to impact the community and make a change? Yes. Right. So, how do you see it? How do you see that yourself making that change? With which tools, let's say?
I see myself making a change with the tools that I'm gaining at my job right now. Like I said, I'm working various positions within that job, and they're giving me that opportunity to learn all these different things to use as stepping stones, to also work on different projects in my personal life. And since I've been working, I've been only meeting people who want to help me and help get my message out, because my message is also their message. I'm meeting a lot of like-minded people who see the value in fighting the fight as well. And I see all these tools as really important when it comes to my personal life as well, because my job is also my life. There's no way to go home and not think about my job, and that's not always healthy. However,
no, it's not. It's a lot of pressure, like 24/7.
Yeah, definitely. It's a constant thing, but it's really important to find the balance within that and make sure you have the right support system around you, and as long as you protect yourself, I think that you can really do a good job when it comes to like working in such a position. I do see myself slowing down a little bit, rightfully so, because it is a little bit draining. But right now I'm focusing on more personal projects. Like which project? I am focusing on a book that I'm going to be in very soon. I'm not sure when it's going to be out, but I was asked to write in a book, give a little bit of my perception on how I got to where I am today, regarding just initiatives that I've taken, and along the way, like I said, I've met lots of people. I met somebody who wants me in a book. They want to hear what I have to say, and they want it to be an empowering piece. So I'm going to bring reality to that book, and not only talk about the great times. I'm going to talk about the hardships, just the sacrifices, all those things that taught me the things that I know today. And I think it's important that I share that with other people so that they can also...
You're becoming a role model slowly.
Yes.
Like slowly, right? Because I remember you talking at a few years back at the Montreal Powwow, and that's where we first met. We saw each other from communities because I was being a powwow drummer. But I remember I was like, wow, such a young age, you know, and getting to know, and the way you spread the message was nice. It was emotional and intellectual at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I totally see why they ask you to be a part of a book. And also saw an article on Châtelaine. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure, yeah.
What was it?
I also got this opportunity through my job. Somebody just came to my boss and was like, hey, do you have a girl that's turning 20 in 2020? It wasn't even about, yeah, it was perfect. So I got the opportunity. I had the interview with the person, and I didn't know it would be in French, to be honest, but it was a great opportunity. They asked me just like different things about what it meant to be 20 in 2020. They asked me about like social media, what I thought about social media, where I see myself in 10 years, the initiatives I'm taking right now. I don't know. I'm getting somewhere. Like, yeah. I definitely see myself somewhere. I could see myself being somebody.
People are asking,
one day.
Yeah. Tell us, what is to be 20 years old in 2020? So many things happening right now with Indigenous rights movement, Black Lives Matter movement, this COVID thing happening. Mm-hmm. How do you see that going? What do you think is happening right now? That's a big question.
That is a big question. What is happening? I see people getting angry. I see people feeling confused and uncertain about the times that we're in. And I see people acting irrationally. And it's kind of upsetting. However, it's bringing a new sense of clarity in my mind. Like, I feel like I have a duty in this. Like, I feel like I have to do something, and I have to, I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like I have to get some people prepared for what else is coming, because it's like what happened already is not the only thing that's going to happen.
No, there's not a lot of people that sense that the new big changes are coming, right? Especially in so many Indigenous traditions and prophecies. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all written down so well. Mm-hmm. You know? Do you know what is the Mohawk, Ganyangahaga, or Inuite? How are they? Any things particular that?
I don't know any stories, to be honest. However, with the people that I do know, I've been trying to talk about these things with them, and
with elders?
Just everybody. But elders are very important to talk to in these times. They knew this was going to happen. They have seen this coming. This knowledge was not for everybody to accept and to hold. It's about fear of the unknown.
Yeah, completely.
When our traditions was bashed and beaten down, that went along with it. Our beliefs, our premonitions, our dreams, the abilities we have that are intergenerational, that come from our elders and our ancestors, that's almost gone. But when we still have the ability to have conversations about that, and we still keep that alive by talking about it and still practicing these things that we were always able to do. And I feel like we knew, like I said, we knew this was coming, and I feel like we're gonna know what to do
when time is right.
Yeah.
What are your hopes for the Indigenous community, First Nation people across Turtle Island? You know, so many things rising up, you know, injustices. How do you see it happening in the next 10? Where do you see us being in 50 years from now on? And where do you see yourself in that center? Where, you know, Kortanie as a activist, artist?
I still feel uncertain about the future, but I feel like those who deserve their rights are gonna fight and take them back, like no matter what they have to do. I don't think it's gonna be such a pretty view. I don't think that's gonna be so easy. We're gonna have to go through some more hardships.
Yeah. You can say hardships.
Hardships.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's uncertain to me, but I think in the next few years we're gonna start to retaliate, and not just Indigenous people, every other people but white people. We're all like angry, we're all done, we're all fed up. We want to be heard and we want things to happen, and we've been wanting this, but like things are happening and they're happening every day.
Well, I'm glad, happy, and gives me hope that new young leaders like you are rising up, you know, and speaking. I think if all young, this next generation coming, having your mindset, you know, and our consciousness of what's going on, I think we're in a good path. And everybody else, you know, every generation has its, I believe, it has its duties, you know, and certainly I think everybody has to back up, give strength for the next generations to keep moving in higher. That's it. Kortanie Kahwennahawi Raye, thank you for this interview, and I'm looking forward to see what many bright plans you have and what you will do in the next future.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Chaltumay, Nyawe.
Nyawagoa.